Hi everyone, sorry for the delay, but I'm now starting to cut and prepare the cyan wood to send out this year to people who would like some. I don't know how many people will want some. It's been the third year I've been sending some out. If you don't know what that's to do with, then you can go back and look over cyan wood sent out for last year. Essentially it's for people in Europe. I can't send it to Asia, I can't send it across the Atlantic, who would like a pencil of cyan wood. A pencil, I mean a piece of wood about this size and shape from one of my genetic varieties in order to graft either onto a rootstock or to an existing tree. Last year I sent out 50 lots of cyan wood. Some of them were very large parcels, and it was a lot of work, so this year I'm going to streamline things slightly. I won't be sending quite as much wood out. I'll send probably 2 pencils, but if you can tell me exactly how much you feel you need and what you need it for, that would be handy. I'm going to put a list up of the apple varieties I've got, which is nearly as many as I've got last year. There are a few, like for example Court Penduplat, I'd like to send out more of, but I've only got a little bit this year and I'm going to graft that myself, so I'll have more to send out in future. But all the old favourites, Kidd's Orange Red, May Queen, Pitmaster Pineapple, and half a dozen cider apple varieties I've got. If I haven't listed an apple below, I wouldn't bother asking for it, because we either haven't got it or we've got, in the case for example of Margil and Court Penduplat I've mentioned, we have a tiny number, a tiny amount of wood, and I can't spare any. If you will send me a personal message, and in some ways to make it easier, because a lot of PMs were quite a problem, I'm going to run the risk of verbally giving my email address here, and I will delete this once the thing is underway, and that is Steve Appleseed, 2 P's, 2 E's, Steve Appleseed, all one word, at hotmail.co.uk. Steve Appleseed at hotmail.co.uk. Send me a message. What I want, keep it short, I want your name and your correct postal address, because I'm going to actually paste that and print it and stick it on the front of the jiffy bag that I send the fruit with, and tell me what fruit you want. Keep it reasonably snappy. Please don't request any wood unless you have got a specific plan to use it. And if you don't know how to use it, then you shouldn't be asking for it. But I put a lot about grafting in previous years. The ideal thing would be if you've got a few rootstocks and you know you want to graft on, or you've got an apple tree in your garden. Say for example you've got Golden Delicious or something that's not that good, and you want to convert it over to May Queen or Kidd's Orange Red or Orleans Renette or Pitmaster Pineapple, and if you've got a substantial tree, you let me know roughly how many bits of cyan wood, but don't request any unless you know you're definitely going to use it. Please request it straight away. Do it within a week, because I'm going to put a limit. I'm going to put a guillotine on this. I'll say when that'll be. I won't take any more orders after that, because it's a lot of effort to do this, and setting up a production line makes it a lot easier. So if I'm nearly finished and I get a load more orders in, it can muck things up a bit. As far as payment's concerned, as I've said in the past, I don't sell this wood, because if I sell it, I've got to get into a world of regulation and I've got to accept some responsibility. I don't want to do that, so I'm giving it away. In the past I've asked people to send me £5 or euros or 10, depending on the size of the parcel, occasionally a bit more than that, as a gift, underpaid for my time. But this year I've decided not to do that. What I'm going to do instead, I'll bear the cost of the postage and the time. That will be my contribution, and I'm going to set up a Just Giving charity page. I'll say more details about that when I've actually set it up. I haven't set it up yet, but it'll be for an international development and an international development charity, which anybody would be able to support with a clear conscience. I will. It'll probably be Tree Aid, but I haven't worked that out yet. I will put details up here, and anyone who wants to can, bearing in mind how much time you think it has taken me and what the cost would have been if you'd ordered this material from a nursery, please make a donation. If anyone doesn't want any cyan wood but they'd still like to make a donation, well, I've got 5,000 subscribers, so if one person in in 10 made a small donation to a worthy charitable cause, well, that would be really great. And you know, it's up to how people, how wealthy and how generous people are feeling. Okay, well, I'll put a list of the apple trees underneath, so get those orders rolling in. If you have already sent me a request, please send me another one. I'll try to get back to anyone who's already sent me a request via either as a personal message or otherwise. But send me an email with the word Scion, just the word Scion, S-C-I-O-N, in the title of the message to steveappleseed.co.uk. I'm running the risk that no one's going to abuse that. Hopefully they won't. If it gets terrible, I'll just delete the address and change it to another. You know, I'm prepared to run that risk. It's a lot easier doing it that way. So you name your address, and what you'd like, who gets what. If I get a lot of requests, I won't be able to meet them all. If I don't get too many, I'll be able to meet them all, perhaps. And anyway, I hope that all makes sense. And yeah, we'll see if we can spread these the Cinewood, the genetic heritage of these marvellous old apples a bit further. Sorry, I can't send anything to the USA, but I believe there are some folks out there who do Cinewood exchanges and stuff. See you later.